We interrupt this program to give you the rant already in progress. Please stand by, watch yourself, and if you get scorched by the heat that's about to happen, then what the hell are you watching? It's a rant video, my dude.
You don't fuck with a god.
What's going on, nomads, pod people, and strangers everywhere across the internet? So, second rant for the week to make up for the week off. Ladies and gentlemen, I only have one question for you. What is life without hope?
Hope is what makes us strong. It is why we are here.
I'm honestly asking you guys this question because a lot of people don't understand what hope really does mean for many people. Hope, for many, as blatant as this is for many that know this, is the driving force for what allows us to live. Every second that we're alive, we hope for something. Many people hope for a better tomorrow for their children. A lot of people hope for a longer period to be with their parents. Certain people hope for a big entertainment type dealy thing in case they're like, I want to be an actor, I want to be a director, I want to be a musician, I want to be a songwriter. Certain people are just like, I want to somehow become famous and have millions of dollars and do all this sort of stuff for me and my peoples. I want to have hope that da-da-da-da. Hope is basically the foundation for where a lot of things that are born and made come from. Now, why am I saying something this redundant, you might be asking? Something that kind of triggers me about today's era of how many things of thought are handled, make it a very hopeless world. And it leads to a lot of the darker implications that we have today. Many people were just having lackluster hopes for certain countries out there that will remain nameless, and now we're facing a lot of different catastrophes that have led to many people losing their lives. Certain people just all of a sudden losing out on hope and then going into darker implications to do stuff of like mass murder or bombings or just trying to commit suicide. It's a pretty dark world that kind of gets under a lot of people's skins. And at the same time, for me, I'm just like, this is kind of why we need everyone to at least have some semblance of a brighter hope for something. We've lived a long time throughout all things human history, throughout a million upon billions of different catastrophes and disasters. And one small note that I'll be bringing up because this month is Black History Month is the hope for a brighter future for an entire race of people amongst many different examples, the one most powerful being the brutal murder of Emmett Till. If the people those days didn't have the hope to try and get retribution for those that have lost their lives wrongfully, or trying to fight for a better tomorrow for their own kids or their future grandchildren, or to make up for how much their ancestors lost throughout many different things, diversity for the country of America wouldn't be how it is today. A lot of the battles fought, a lot of the lives that pretty much took up the fight and ended up losing their lives in the process. King, X, Kennedy, the list goes on, and so forth and so on, to try and make sure that the hope is then ignited upon many different people. I'm not making this statement to just be like, hope is just this grand generalization that we all need to know and have a encompassing love for, and to just have all these ideals just straight up for, because everything about hope is just so grand, so good, and so pure. No. Hope is something that definitely does allow for a lot grander things that we pretty much take for granted in today's society. Hope allows people to have the ideas that can reshape an entire country. Hope allows a lot of people to make groundbreaking ideals and statements. Hope allows people to love and to hope for love in return from people that they truly do admire, whether it's through one of the natural thing that you guys consider love or the 3 other branches of love that the Greeks taught us about. Hope allows us to make sure that we know who to safeguard in our darkest moments. Hope allows us to make sure that we know that we can still walk forward and look for a better tomorrow. It's the lifeblood and it's the grand foundation and platform that many of us take for granted because we've lived in such darker times now that I don't think a lot of people realize what this means, what this does. And you want to know the giant irony of this? You guys are hearing this statement from someone that tried to commit suicide a lot of times, as well as I did cut myself a few times when I was younger too. And even tried to OD twice. If that's not a big enough statement for you guys to see where I'm trying to come from this as someone that has been in a dark spot, I don't know what is. So you guys can take what I'm saying and pretty much use these foundation notes to be like, let me reevaluate stuff. Or if you have different interpretations, we can have a discussion about it. We can all be adults, you know, be reasonable, be respectful, all that sort of stuff. But if you're just going to be coming in here with some beef and try to act like you almighty and all that sort of shit, I only have one thing for you, and that's not words. That's not any warnings. It's this.
I don't got a lot of patience. Funny cause I got the remedy. All of my enemies showing their faces. They trying to get rid of me. They want the end of me. Woo! Goodness gracious, but they go pick up a blade. I'm feeling like Jason.